One Piece chapter 1056. And this is a packed one, even though not necessarily a lot happened. There's a lot of information that's open-ended, and Oda is definitely in his bag. I honestly really like this chapter. Like, this is one of those where I'm like, okay, the final saga. And we've said that about a bunch of videos, but this is a final saga one. Didn't get to do a live reaction, so this one is gonna be pretty packed because we got a lot to talk about, because some things I'm not even sure about, right? Normally I got my guys to bounce things off of. I'm not even sure about right now, but we're gonna get to it, okay? First things first. First thing we gotta take care of. It's not the sub button. The God is back. All right, our guy is back. Who's our guy? Like, what are you? Katakuri! I forgot about this cover story. I completely forgot about it. Katakuri is back. And I'm not talking about like just in the Film Red movie, because he's gonna be in Film Red, right? He's back in the actual manga. In the manga, all right? How y'all feel about that? Talk to me nice, baby. All right, yeah, I'm just a huge Katakuri fan, so we gotta talk about Big Mom Suit Commanders as well, because some things happened in the chapter, but Katakuri is here, all right? Here. All right, so here we go. The chapter is called Cross Guild, and it really signifies, I think, a new beginning. Like, this feels like the start of the final saga, just based on the things we're finding out. But not only us, the Straw Hats and people in the story, they seem to be finding out things as well. We completely got away from the entire Pluton stuff, or Law and Robin being down there. But guys, all right. Let's try to go in chronological order. Sometimes I don't like going in chronological order, like going to like the fields and like things that are just the most hype to me. And the most hype was just the start of the chapter. No. There's some things I'm like, bro, who is Oda talking about? And you guys can understand what I'm saying, but I'm sorry. Gotta stay on track. Let's do it. I guess quickly the cover story. Katakuri and Oven, they're about to attack the Germa 66. When things like this happen where Katakuri and Oven should easily overwhelm them, I'm expecting somebody else to show up, or something else to happen. Maybe for Oda to finally show the characters that we thought they were. I'm not sure, but this should be a wash. Katakuri completely one-paneled, right? Not even one page, one-paneled Ichiji, and I don't think the others have much of a chance, so it should be over unless somebody else steps in or something crazy happens, right? And Oven is there as well. I don't know. Either way, I think we're gonna be in for a shocker next time in the cover story. So Katakuri's back. Now let's get to the actual chapter. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I'm gonna just keep it a beam with y'all. I'm not sure how I feel about it. But okay, start of the chapter, we find out that Raizo and Shinobu, they are recovering because they had the moisture drained from them. And this is just showing the potency of Green Bull, where just from that attack, they have been incapacitated and they have to recover. Granted, it's not a long recovery necessarily, but they have to recover because they were drained to their bones, which shows, again, the potency of someone like Green Bull, an Admiral, where if you get attacked by him, it does a lot of damage, right? Like, so the Yonko, they have overwhelming strength, overwhelming haki. They're forces of nature, with the Admirals, they're more trained fighters. They have overwhelming devil fruits, right? I think Oda is accentuating this with everything that's going on with Shinobu and Raizo. They chalked up the casualties being down due to Momonosuke's bravery, which I'm like, all right, I guess sure. But for the most part, I'm like, you're not going to talk about the god haki that came from the sky, the haki talkie? We're not going to talk about that? We going to act like it's just Momonosuke? I know Momonosuke was brave, did his, blast breath, whatever. But we're not going to talk about the I guess. All right, Momonosuke. It's Momonosuke. Let's. Shanks didn't even show up. He wasn't even there. One of my favorite parts of the chapter, and so I know a lot of you guys like that as well, is Otsuru. We've been talking about Otsuru the entirety of Wano because like, Kinemon, are you gonna go back? Is the story gonna die? She didn't die, but she got scarred. And it's interesting thinking about it now that she got a nasty burn mark to the face, considering what happened or what was revealed at the end of the chapter. The man scarred by fire or whatever. You gotta wait for the officials, I think. That was a touching moment for me because I've been waiting for Kin to just care about Otsuru a little bit. Like, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna show that you care about her? He went back, visited her, but he's like, you gotta leave. And shout out to Otsuru because she's saying, okay, people of Okabore, y'all seem to be good. And they asked her, you're going back to the capital? She's like, hell yeah, I gotta go where my man is, right? And I'm just like, she a real one. Okay, I'll mess with it. But that was a very cool moment. I've been waiting for that and I like the resolution on that end. There's some things that's definitely unresolved. It seems like we're leaving Wano. Oda made flashback because time has passed. But let's talk about the next part of the chapter, and that's Carrot, the Dukes, and Zoe, and stuff like that. The tenor, the tone of my voice kind of changed and became a bit more disappointed because I was slightly disappointed with what the hell happened here. I'm confused. Maybe you guys can enlighten me as to why this was the selection, but they basically said Carrot has been chosen to lead the Momoko dukedom, whatever the hell. It's not Momoko, it's Mokomo dukedom. She's been chosen. And in my head, I'm like, is Oda just giving Carrot something to do because she's not going to be a Straw Hat anymore? And she was so popular. All right, well, Carrot's really popular. Lead of the Mokomo Duke. I don't know. For me, it doesn't make sense. I understand Carrot and her connection to Pedro. Wanda's right there. Wanda's older. Wanda makes better decisions. Not even just Wanda. What if one of the Musketeers? I don't know. Maybe I'm off. I'm very open to the fact that I may be off. I'm not looking at this from a logical, not logical. This is logical for me to not think Carrot should be the selection here. But maybe, just maybe, there's a different perspective I haven't seen yet. Because by golly, I got my goggles on. I don't know. Guys, I'm open to you guys' thoughts. On this one, what? Aside from that, a lot more things make a lot of sense. I've always been saying, if you guys have been keeping track of some of the shit I said a lot of shit. So yeah, I'm just saying that the Dukes, they don't leave Wano. It doesn't make sense. They're too important to Momonosuke's growth, or just being retainers for the Shogun, who Momonosuke was always the selection. It was hard to discern, basically because we did not think Momonosuke would be an adult by the end of this. And I thought Momonosuke would go to the crew because he was still a kid. So now he's an adult. It's still open, right? Because he's so attached to even people like Zoro. He's going to Zoro asking for training. I do think he definitely stays in Wano to be reared. I did think you'd have valuable experience by going with them, but this is setting up the final war. Let me explain what I mean. Them staying here with Momonosuke and rearing him and training him and getting him ready, and Zoe continuing to live, because there was a speculation that Zunisha would die. Her staying alive, or it staying alive, this could mean that Momonosuke will pull up with Zunisha in the final war with some of his retainers, and this will be when we see him again. He'll be a lot stronger, and I'm not sure there's gonna be a time skip, but maybe a short time skip before the final war, but this is what it's setting up. The final war, Momonosuke will join with Zunisha and some of his retainers, 100%. I thought Zoe would die. It seemed like it was at the end of its life. But what's gonna happen is that we're gonna see Momonosuke riding Zunisha in the way to the final war. Then we're gonna find out about Zunisha and the reason why it had to walk for this long, its connection to Imu. All that is gonna happen at the same time. I think Oda's gonna park this Zunisha and Zoe stuff until we find out about Imu, which will not happen, I think, until before the final war, during the final war, the final moments. That's what's gonna happen here. That's what I think is being set up. But even then, with Carrot being chosen, you have other people saying, hey, we're gonna protect you, all this different stuff. Wanda's like, I'm gonna be by your side. I guess with the next generation, new era, this is how you inject youth, right? With Carrot, someone like Carrot, but she's like, what, 16? I'm not gonna lie. If I'm one of the Minks, Rogue Ninja. Okay, Rogue Ninja, I'm about to take Carrot out. Like, you gonna make this little girl, just because you got the will of Pedro, the will of P? Y'all, let me know, talk me off the ledge, okay? Because I'm not with this at all. Let me know, all right? Again, this chapter was filled with touching moments, because then we transitioned to Sukiyaki, which he did want to remain anonymous. We knew that was not gonna happen. It just makes too much sense for Sukiyaki to reveal himself to Momonosuke. He needs his guidance at this point. Granted, he has his retainers with him, people that have been in the shadows and supporting other shogun, like Kiyoshiro, but he has been the shogun. He was the shogun. And so what better person to guide Momonosuke or to help guide him than Sukiyaki? Granted, he wants to remain anonymous. He does not want people to know that he was the shogun, but I think it's inevitable, because the people did like Sukiyaki. Wano was thriving under the ruling of Sukiyaki. So like I said, I expected him to be revealed to them, right? People say, no, he's going to be revealed to them, and he will be revealed to the people. The people will not forget someone like that. You don't forget your great leaders. And so ultimately, he's going to help Momonosuke become a better leader. And like Oda stated about Momonosuke, he became one of the greatest leaders in history, and having his grandfather there. And for them, imagine so many people that you care about have died, and your grandfather, you did not know who was alive, he's still here. So I really love this. I really love this moment, and just Momonosuke and Hiyori connecting with them is like, yo, don't worry about it. It's all good. We're just happy you were here. Even if you want to live in isolation and anonymity, that word is tough for me sometimes. Anonymity. We got words that always, like ask. Fuck y'all. But the thing is, even in that moment, we had a funny moment, right? Because everybody's like, well, we kind of knew, like, wearing a Tengu mask just randomly. Like, who wears a Tengu mask to the porta potty type of shit, right? And everyone's like, yeah, we kind of knew. And Kinemon's like, yeah, man, like, come on, Suki, we already know. And he's like, God damn, that was him the entire time. Yo! He's like, yo, this is dope. But Kinemon, a lot of things has happened, just Kinemon being an idiot, but it ended up working out, right? So it continues with this character where he's the leader technically of the Scabbards, but He's stupid. We love him though. We love him. This leads us to Pluton, where I understand him revealing it to them. Like, hey, Pluton is in this country, by the way. And so for Frankie, of course, he's going to have a reaction to it because he has the blueprints, had the blueprints. They're supposed to be burned, or the countermeasure. And for Frankie, I think he memorized them, right? So whatever the Pluton is, he'll be able to counter it. But I don't know how strongly I feel about Frankie and countermeasures, because all I think about is the anti-Kaido weapons. I don't know. Beats me. I don't know. I don't know, right? Y'all are asking me. I have no idea. Either way. Loved seeing the Straw Hats here together. Like, I missed that. Like, I really felt it with them just sitting, lounging around, talking about things like Pluton. Luffy's like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm a god, right? He's like, nah, I'm cool. But I love how casually Luffy can be with some momentous things like this. Like, bro, like, you know what? That's an ancient weapon, and right on cue. Bro, as soon as I'm reading the chapter, in my head, I'm thinking, bro, the last time we were talking about an ancient, bruh, it's like right on cue. Caribou. I'm like, yo, he is back. He is such a slimy dude, literally and figuratively. So slimy, right? But I mess with him low key because he's resourceful. But who's the guy he's talking about? Who's the person he said would like to know about this? So I know. I'm skipping over the Shinobu stuff. It's just like, hey, she's hot now. She's sexy as now. Like, yeah, Shinobu's sexy now. All right, she's sexy now. Okay, let me get it out of the way. Some people are like, why you didn't talk about Shinobu? She's sexy now. All right, all right, let's move on. Back to Caribou. He knows about Poseidon. He knows about Pluton. Who is this person? Like, my crack theory is that he's Shanks' informant. Listen. He's Shanks' informant. Logically, or the person that comes to mind is Blackbeard, because he's the person that can do the most with it and would like to use things like that. Or could he be working with an actual Marine? Either way, maybe it could be someone like Big News. I don't know. Caribou's motivations, they seem to be really selfish, but Oda has not done nothing with the Poseidon news yet. So now he has information on Poseidon and Pluton. Caribou's low-key one of the most notorious and important characters going forward in the story because of what he knows. And we know in One Piece, information is sometimes more valuable than actual life, right? He knows about the location of 2 of the 3 ancient weapons. There's not many things more valuable than that, all right? And so Caribou, I'm not sure you're gonna sell this information to, but people will pay top dollar for this info. I'm saying, for real. I guess it is weird that it didn't say goodbye to Momonosuke and Kinemon. I guess because those are the 2 that they grew the closest to, and they traveled with them, so they knew it'd be the hardest to say goodbye to them, right? So they just left Momonosuke and Kinemon. So at first it didn't resonate, but I was like, oh, they were traveling with them, so those are going to be the 2 hardest people to say goodbye to because they spend the most time with those guys. Thinking about the journey from Punk Hazard to now, it's going to be a very touching moment parting. So they're still there, right? And I think they're low-key waiting around for them to come there, but I don't think they want to entice them to leave with them because I think it's going to be enticing to travel with the Straw Hats. Momonosuke, I think he had a great time and he grew so much being around them, right? So like, it's tough. And just thinking about that, them leaving, it reminds me of the Vivi situation. Vivi traveled with them for a while, and these 2 men, father and son, seemingly when we first found them, I get it. I really get it. Then we get to Port Tokage. Port Tokage. Who could forget Port Tokage? It's like now after Wano, Port Tokage just brings back so many memories. But Port Tokage, we have I'm about to say the 3 Yonko, but the 3 captains, Law, Kid, Luffy, and one of the Yonko, right? Oh my God, it sounds so crazy to say. But what Oda's doing here is telling us what's about to happen, where they're about to go. And it seems like they're headed to 3 different islands. I was thinking of Vera and then Fullerled and, you know, the islands that was mentioned in regards to the Lode Poneglyphs. I don't know if Vera is gonna be in a new world. Could be, not sure. But what's about to happen here is they're gonna split up. They're gonna run into their own obstacles. Not sure how much Oda's gonna follow Law and Kid. Law and Luffy will meet up again at some point, obviously. Law is a good guy. He's just a good guy. We completely went away from, again, the Pluton thing with Law, but we're gonna double back at some point. I'm really interested to see how Wano gets open, first off, and what happens with Pluton. Because if y'all just leave Pluton there with that information getting out, Wano will be raided again. It will be. I'm sorry. It's inevitable. And like they mentioned with Kaido, he was a real deterrent. And Kaido ain't there no more. And the strongest person currently left, if all our people leave, is maybe Kyoshiro, right? And Kyoshiro is strong, but Yonko's crew come to the island. It's it's a wrap. They're not stopping much. So Oda's low-key telling us where they're going, and Luffy and Kid being dumbasses, just choosing like the island in the middle. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm gonna miss Kid, Law, and Luffy being together, especially Law. And it seems like they're separating. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm able to take it, bro. You guys know I'm a Law stan. Help me. One of my favorite lines in the chapter was by Kid, to be honest, but it was about Luffy, right? And he said, "You cocky emperors piss me off." Because Luffy's an emperor now, my guy. Casual, like, yo, do you know how far we've come? That's how I'm feeling. I just feel like elated about the story and how far we've come in regards to Luffy's growth and the story's progression. It's been, I don't know what to say. It's just a really great feeling. Now, the most important thing, well, not the most important thing, the thing that resonated with me, not even resonated with me the most, the thing that everybody's talking about, okay? Cross Guild. Oda watches our okay, I'm not gonna go that far, but Buggy the bombastic clown came up with a fantastic idea, and with this idea he brought Mihawk under him. But not only Mihawk, Crocodile. I've been saying this, right, that Buggy was gonna bring Mihawk under him. This is the only way it makes sense. Talked about this a month ago, right? Before One Piece went on a hiatus. Talked about this. I've enjoyed Buggy. Buggy has grown on me, just like Usopp, and I think he's necessary, and Oda's including him here, and Cross Guild has so much potential, all right? You have the world's strongest swordsman and Crocodile, who has so much influence here, and we're gonna talk about them in a specific video for sure. But Buggy is incredible. Oda's a genius for this, though. He really is, and we're gonna talk about it. How you incorporate Buggy, Mihawk, and Crocodile back into the story, I know what he's doing. I know, bro, it's just so good. But the best part about this, again, when I say Oda's watching videos, it's like we talked about one of the greatest disappointments in One Piece has been bounty hunters. Oda is bringing that thing full circle. Now, technically, it's not the same thing, but it's a twist on bounty hunters where Marines are now being hunted by people like Mihawk and Crocodile. Of course, Crocodile still got his guys with him, Daz Bones, right? And so this is amazing. I think, again, I'm gonna touch more on it, but they're talking about it, just how, hey, this doesn't make sense. Luffy's like, Buggy's a moron. I promise he's not the guy you think he is. And a lot of us feel like that, but there are people that feel like, well, what if Buggy is actually legit? And I think he's legitimate. Buggy does not have, I think, insane charisma, insane power, insane pull, but he has a way with words. He knows how to convince people. He has great ideas. He had Luffy dead to rights. Who knows, without Dragon, One Piece over, right? 100 chapters in, 101 chapters in, One Piece over. Buggy deserves credit. I will no longer downplay Buggy, and I will not allow people to downplay Buggy. Buggy, the bombastic clown, managed to, all right, I was gonna say something crazy, but he brought Mihawk and Crocodile under him. Again, this chapter was jam-packed because that's not even the only thing. We had some more dialogue about the One Piece, how the world is different now, blah, 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 blah. But Kid and Killer, Afterlaw gives them the Lord Poneglyph. They're talking about, yo, we got to focus on this guy. This guy is important. The guy marked by fire. Again, the official is going to be important this week. Law looked weird. Nico Robin looked weird. And when they look weird, it's like they know things, but they're not saying nothing. And my first inclination is Sabo, right? The man marked by flames, but the man marked by flames, but my thinking is, what the heck does Sabo have to do with the One Piece? What does he know? What do the revolutionaries have? But then there's another thought. Aokiji. We have no idea what Aokiji's been up to because, you know, he has the scars by Akainu, flame, lava, whatever. That's the different thing that I've been thinking about. So Yamato's confirms that she's leaving as well. So that's something interesting. But the man marked by flame, I'm assuming they're talking about Sabo. If it is Sabo, why Sabo? Sabo is a revolutionary. What the heck does he have to do with the One Piece? If it is Aokiji, what has he done to the point that Kid and Killer have them on his radar, have him on their radar? And then they're like, oh, we got the one up on you. Like, what happened? There are things that's happened that we don't know about. Either they're talking about Sabo and they're talking about like him getting away or killing Cobra, because that would be interesting, right? Does Luffy find out now about Sabo possibly killing Cobra, who they developed a relationship with, and kidnapping or doing something with Vivi? That's gonna be interesting. If it is Sabo they're talking about, that's why Law is like, and that's why Robin is like, do you really want to know what Sabo's up to right now? And I think Luffy's gonna see through it. Like, no, that's not Sabo. Sabo's helping him. Like, I know my brother. Either way, what a bro, the final saga so far has been better than the rest. No. I expect the chapters to get better and better and better from here because Oda doesn't have to hold back anymore. We're full steam ahead to the end of the story, and it feels like it. It really feels like things are wrapping up and we're in a whole new era, and this is the Yonko era for Luffy. How does he traverse the seas now whilst being in Yonko? I know this has been a very, very jam-packed review, but it's a lot that went on, and there's more to even talk about, but we're gonna cut it off here. All right, we're gonna cut it off here. My people, give me your thoughts. How did you feel about the chapter? I think this is truly, I said it every week. You guys know what it is. You guys know what it is. One Piece, go in, One Piece. Wow. We're on break next week, but I got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about, and streams coming for sure because I want to talk to you guys. But guys, y'all know what to do. This is crazy.
Okay, I start doubting me, I felt lost.